Hello, bonjour, namaste, ni hao, and ohio everybody. What is going on? It is Galeriot here. Welcome back to the YouTube channel once again for another Danmachi Memoria Freese video. And welcome to the Heroic Trials Prelude Edition, or as I like to call it, the 6th anniversary Part 1 Heroic Trials for one of the banners. And that is, of course, the banner featuring both Bet and Riveria. Of course, if you guys going to enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel for more Danmachi and Danmachi Memoria Freese content, and let me know in the comment section down below who did you guys end up choosing from the two units, from Riveria and Bet. And of course, if you haven't decided yet, let me know at the end of this video, once we go through all the scenarios and everything, as to who you decided to pick up. I'm very curious to see what you guys have to say in the comment section down below. Now, in today's video, we're going to be going over this Heroic Trials, and we're going to be checking out which of the two units is good for you. Of course, we have an option between Riveria and Bet, and of course we know everybody's thoughts on these units, and so far a lot of people have had the opportunity to actually trial these units. Of course, Record Buster is live right now, so a lot of people are trying out Riveria, and of course Bet is being tried out in trial war games. So of course a lot of people have had their opinions now when it comes to these two units. So we're going to talk a little bit about these two units and see where we stand on these units at this moment in time. But before we get into that, I want to talk a little bit about the Heroic Trials that will happen during the anniversary. So for every time limited banner we get, specifically time limited banner we get, we will be getting a Heroic Trials. Initially, there was a little bit of concern when we didn't see it in the news announcement as to whether or not we would be getting a Heroic Trials. But thankfully, once the data mines came through, we found out that there were Heroic Trial images in the files, and as a result we do have them right now. Now of course we only have the Bet and Riveria one this week. Next week, however, we will be getting the Eyes and Loki banner one. The Symphonia Heroic Trials will be next week, so don't worry if you're wondering where the Eyes and Loki ones are. They will be out next week, of course, right? So this week it's Bet, Riveria. Next week we have Eyes and Loki, so don't worry, you can wait for a little bit and then work on the Heroic Trials. Now of course, like I said, this Heroic Trials features only Bet and Riveria, and of course they're two completely different units in a way, right? Because of course Bet is an AoE unit and Riveria is a Record Buster unit. It's as simple as that, right? One is definitely PvE only, and the other one can be used in both PvP and PvE. Now, automatically, I will say this: if you had to just choose between the two, equal limit breaks and everything, I would say Bet is a better option. I feel like Bet is just going to be a way better option for so many players, in all honesty. Fire is a very strong element at this point in time, you know, with Hero Festa Elise, the buffs that they've given to just the 3rd anniversary Elises, both of them actually. Then of course we had the summonable Elise from the anime gacha banner, and so there's just so many fire units that are available that makes this Bet a fantastic option for so many players. At the same time, however, Riveria can kind of hold her own, especially as a Record Buster unit. She will be a decent option. However, I feel like she's obviously a little bit more in my personal opinion. A lot of people have had the opportunity to test her out, and actually I haven't tested her out myself. I think she's like +2 for me. We'll check it out in a second as to where I'm at in terms of the bonds. I don't remember what I summoned on and how much I got of a certain unit, to be quite honest. I summoned last night. You can go and check out the live stream and the video. I don't remember because it was way too late in the night when I summoned, and I don't remember exactly what I pulled. All I know is I got +5 Loki, and that's it. But of course Riveria is a Record Buster unit. Some people have had the opportunity to try her out in the current Record Buster stage that is live against Riveria, so it's kind of Riveria on Riveria violence going on at this point in time in Record Buster. But some people have tried her out, and people are basically saying that she's been a support unit more so. She's been made more into a support unit, but she's also a Record Buster only support unit with very weird buffs and abilities. So Riveria is in a very weird position right now. So in all honesty, I would hands down say that Bet is a better option pretty much no matter what. That being said, though, you could make an argument and say that if you have a Riveria at +4, whereas Bet is only +0 or +1, you might want to go for the Riveria because you can get her to +5 then, right? She's MLB at that point, right? However, you might also want to consider putting an extra DUPE into Bet so that you have to spend less gnome tickets if you want to get him all the way up. Now, before we go any further, I want to reference the gnome tickets quickly before we go any further here. be very careful with the gnome tickets at this point in time. I would highly advise saving up your gnome tickets for the end of the anniversary, or maybe in like part 2 or part 3 of the anniversary, because then we'll find out like what the rest of the anniversary looks like in terms of the other units we're gonna get, right? So you want to make sure that you're secure for when that happens, basically. So I would advise being very patient and cautious when it comes to that whole scenario, basically, right? But I would say that yes, if you are interested in getting bet MLB more so than Riveria, and you know you're not going to use Riveria anytime soon, maybe bet is a better option. But in all honesty, I would personally just go for the one that's closer to MLB. But of course, at the end of the day, the decision is up to you. I really wouldn't blame you if you wanted to go for that bet limit break, even if it's from +0 to +1, to be quite honest, because he is really good in my personal opinion. I think he is a really good unit. I've been hearing nothing but good things about him, to be quite honest, so far. Obviously, we'll have to wait until next week when the war game season actually begins to actually see how he'll perform in game properly against some new units and stuff like that. It's going to be very interesting to see how he performs. So yes, I would say that bet is the better option here when it comes to the heroic trials. And now for yours truly, as you can see, that iris count is a lot less compared to yesterday. I ended the live stream, I think, with like 10,000 something iris. I may or may not have gone a little bit overboard and did some extra multis, I'm not gonna lie, because I was in the mood of overpulling. Maybe it was a bad idea, probably was a bad idea, but when it comes to anniversary, you really can't blame people for overpulling. Obviously, you have to do it within limit. You can't just overpull everything, all of your iris right now, and then have nothing for the next part of the anniversary. So I'd be very careful there. So yes, as you can see right here, both my Riveria and bet are +3 at this point in time. And obviously in this position, I would probably say it's better for me to go for bet, in all honesty. I think it's way better for me to go for bet. I think getting him to +4 will be much better, and it's more in my favor if I decide to go for that. So I think for me personally, I think I'm going to stick with going for bet more so than anything else. Also, what will help me out inevitably is that I will be able to basically use one gnome ticket, basically, or I say one gnome ticket. I can only use 1,000 gnome tickets to get a Starbond adventure for him. I just need to get one Starbond adventure for him as a result of that. Whereas for Riveria, at this point in time, the light team is still uber dominant in Record Buster, even with the introduction of Riveria. Riveria doesn't really change much there. Even if you put her alongside the 3rd anniversary Riveria, that got a buff recently, right? I still think you're still gonna prefer the Record Buster, the light Record Buster team. In fact, I actually just want to check. I haven't done Record Buster yet or anything. That will be in tomorrow's video, by the way. I will be taking the Water Riveria Record Buster team that I had been talking about for a very long time. I will be taking that, but I actually just want to have a look and see as to what the teams are looking like in Record Buster at this point in time. Why is it taking so long to load? This is the first time I've seen it take this long to load, basically. Oh, communication error. Wow. That's new. Is my network okay? Yeah, the network's fine. Okay, I want to just check out the top teams right now. Let's see what everybody's rocking. So Fen is running a sort of hybrid team here as well, like thunder water mix basically here as well. Thunder water wind mix basically is what we're seeing here. Let's take a look at Jigsa's score. Jigsa water team as well, a pure water team. I want to take a look at Genki. Genki with 2 million is running a physical team with, of course, Wine in the back line basically. So yeah, I mean, people are running a light team here to good effect as well. So frankly speaking, I really wouldn't blame you guys if you guys thought that the light team was still dominant, because they are. I think they might have overtuned the light team in a way, to be quite honest. Now that we're looking a year on, it feels like if you compare it to other anniversaries, I don't think we've had a team as dominant as the light team coming out of an anniversary. Of course, teams have had their dominant cycles. If you look at the 2nd anniversary, Argo Crozo. 3rd anniversary, we had Lid, Alize, so on and so forth. 4th anniversary, we had Aisha Bell. But I feel like when it came to it, I felt like they phased out relatively quickly. Within like 6 months, you could argue that all of those units had phased out. But the light team has been tuned to such a degree that they are just uber dominant across the board. I know some people will be like, oh, I'm just sucking up to the light team once again, but it's true. They're just that good. They're just that good. And I'm gonna bring it back again, and I'm gonna bring him into the field for the 4A once again, and I'm gonna use it for the heroic trials at this point in time. I just think it's way better. So we're gonna just do this, of course. This being a heroic trials, there are multiple enemies, of course, right? You will want to be a little bit cautious because they will hit relatively hard at EX stage, I would say. Of course, the recommended typings are water and thunder. Water to go up against Bet, thunder against Riveria, of course, right? Let me give the right armor pieces here. So you get a revolving P amulet. 1 second. Let's give the revolving P amulet to you, Lazar, and then you can get a, you can keep that. Oh, that's fine. I don't really care too much there. All right, let's let it roll and see how we fare basically against this heroic trial. I'm curious to see if there's anything interesting here when it comes to maybe like ailments or something, but I don't think there should be, because these enemies don't necessarily have any form of ailment in their kits. I think next week's heroic trials will probably have some form of ailment, because of course, if you guys didn't know, eyes can stun and seal on her special art, so they might incorporate it some way, shape, or form in next week's heroic trial. So I would highly recommend being very careful when we do get the Loki and Eyes heroic trial, but we'll see. We'll have to wait and see on that front. We've got time for that. We got a lot of time for that. Also, by the way, I will be doing a live reaction to the story tomorrow evening. That is to say, Friday evening, of course. So I would invite you guys to come in and tune in. We will be going through the Sword of Rotoria 12 story together. I'm just about to finish off my reread for Sword of Rotoria, so it's good timing, I would say. But yeah, that was very easy. That was super, super easy. No issues whatsoever with the heroic trials. People should be able to clear this. I feel like they might have undertuned this edition of the heroic trials because it's the anniversary. I feel like they tend to do that. Maybe I'm wrong. Somebody can let me know if you feel it's undertuned, because I feel like this heroic trials is way too easy compared to the usual shenanigans. Because even very hard, I would usually go up until like turn 5, turn 6, maybe turn 5 more so. But this is like within turn 3. Literally within turn 3 we finished it. So I think they've definitely undertuned it. I think a lot more people should be able to clear this heroic trial with ease, in all honesty. This heroic trial should not be an issue whatsoever. But yeah, also I would highly recommend, rather than, you know, spending your time grinding this stage, right? I would highly advise, if you do have any skip tickets, use them here. There's no reason for you not to use your skip tickets at this point in time. I always say save it up for the anniversary, because then you can use it for things like this. You can use it to farm events and stuff like that. So I have a bunch of skip tickets that we got from Golden Week that I'm probably gonna use here, so that I have to avoid having to spend too much time in this heroic trials. I can spend more time working on like the event and stuff like that instead. So it's way better for me to do that. Also, remember, do all the difficulties, because you will gain Iris from doing all the difficulties as well. All right, let's get it all done and dusted with this event and call it there, because this should be turn 2 thing. Yeah, beautiful, 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 beautiful. So yeah, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna show you what I mean by the skip tickets. Of course, if you clear the stage, you get an S clear and everything. What you can do is you can go into the stage and you can just go click on, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna click quest skip here, and I'm gonna do 15. I'll do 15 tickets. I want to see how much that is. Let's give ourselves some stamina. There we go. Some stamina or stanima, or however you like to pronounce it. I'm just gonna use that and see how much we get here. Let's see. Dropped items. How much will that be? That will be 565. Brilliant. 600. That's exactly the amount we need. I can exchange it right now, and I'm gonna choose Cursed Fangs Bond for Bet Loga. There we go. Now that's me done. I am done and dusted. I can exchange all of these for Valis as well, get that free Valis, and I'm gonna get him to MLB as well. This weekend, I'm gonna see if I can maybe do some showcases, some mini showcases for all 3 units. I'm gonna try my best and see if I can do that. I might wait on the Eyes showcase for next week when I get her to +4, but let me know if you want to see her at +3 as well. I'll do that as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Please be sure to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel for more Danmachi and Danmachi Memoria Freese content, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy, everybody. Bye bye.